guys. Wow. 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 Ah! Love, love. Ba, 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 ba. So chat. Finna play some Arsenal today, bro. See how my aim is? You know how it is. Chill, you know. Yeah. Oh, is that? Bro, this hacker sucks. Bro, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you. Brass up.
I didn't murder him. His boss, Berlin, he ordered Tom to abduct me, used me as leverage to get to Reddington. I had a gun to my head. That's why I shot him.
It's convenient.
What is?
Using your job to justify shooting your lying husband. Is Reddington much of a shoot?
What difference does it make?
I'm simply pointing out that shooting your husband must have been a relief to both you and Reddington.
No, you're calling me a murderer.
I'm simply gathering.
You're implying that my allegiance is as much with Reddington than with the task force.
What exactly is your relationship then with Raymond Reddington?
He's my CI. If you want to air that out in open court, go right ahead. But do not question where my loyalties lie.
Tell me about this task force, how it works.
I told you, he has a list.
Of criminals you don't know exist. That sounds like an empty promise.
You'd be surprised.
Humor me.
There was a man named Milton Bobbitt who devised an ingenious way to turn terminally ill patients into assassins, all while working as an unassuming insurance adjuster. The courier moves high-value commodities under his skin. The alchemist makes people disappear by changing their DNA.
None of this is possible.
That's what we thought.
How many of these cases has Reddington given to you?
He keeps us busy.
What the all that for what, bro?
You know Agent King is in court today. Tell him the whole story. Well, her version of the story, anyway. She says she never saw you on the boat, and that if the harbor master turned up dead, it's because you must have killed him. You're lying. No, she's lying. We both know it. But you're the one who's gonna pay the price. Look, this is the last chance I'm gonna give you.
I told you my story already.
Then you recant it. You could get the death penalty, Sam.
Man already took a bullet for my troubles. Ain't no way that I'm gonna get the death penalty too. Nice try, but you don't have the evidence.
Hold on. Who shot me?
What?
Your story was you caught a stray walking through the park. But now, that's not true, is it? Not if you took a bullet for your troubles. It was Agent King, wasn't it?
Yo, I never said that.
Mm-hmm. Get a forensic unit to comb over every inch of that ship. Tell them to tear up the floor until they hit water if they have to. If there's a shell casing or a stray bullet, I want it found.
Being asked to prevent murder investigation from moving forward. Murder of a cop. Based on the grounds that what you do is so important it needs to be kept secret in the name of national security. Why will our democracy crumble if the world knows about the inner workings of this task force?
It won't.
Well, like I be dead.
They already have. The black site where we operate from, there was an incursion. A mole leaked the information about what we do, and as a result, an extraction team was sent to abduct Reddington. He barricaded himself in, he wouldn't come out, and the team made good on their threat to kill innocents until he did.
He just let people die. He didn't care who was killed.
Except one.
Who?
He agreed to come out when they put a gun to my head. After that, Reddington vanished. He wouldn't come back into the headquarters until the mole was found.
And who was it?
We don't know for sure, but Reddington only returned after the disappearance of Diane Fowler.
Suggesting the head of the criminal division in Maine Justice was a mole? For whom?
I don't know for sure.
He let agents die, not you. This man you're not in league with, who's not your friend. You said before that Reddington had answers to questions you hadn't even thought of. Has he given you any?
Well, there was a time early on when I thought, because of his implications, that he might be my father.
You didn't know your father?
No. He died in a fire.
And your mother?
She died when I was young. The man who raised me, my adopted father, his name was Sam Milhone.
Does he have a connection to Reddington?
Yes.
What connection?
I don't know.
Well, they knew each other.
Yes, Reddington was there when my father died.
You sat here and told me you had no relationship with Reddington before he turned himself in. And now you're telling me he was close enough to your father to be with him when he died?
I didn't say they were close.
We're taking a break.
Wait, why?
You need to think long and hard about the story that you're telling.
It's not a story. This is the truth.
That the man you said you never met, a notorious criminal, had a mysterious relationship with the man who raised you.
Yes.
Dead husband was a spy, and you never knew your parents, and no one's heard of the criminals you hunted. And for some reason, you claim not to know why you were chosen to be at the center of it all.
Wait, but I don't want to take a break. I would like to finish and go home. Want something from the vending machine?
This better be important. You know the rules. Once you're in, no contact. You said on the phone that this was mission critical. What's wrong? Oh,
Hot.
this? What do you want?
I want Tom Keene.
You said Reddington had a list.
He calls it blacklist.
And who maintains it? Does Harold Cooper?
There is no physical list. The names are all in Reddington's head.
So they're all random.
No, I don't believe so. I believe that each case, each criminal, is somehow part of a larger agenda.
What agenda?
I can't be sure, but he always has an angle for every case. I know that.
So Reddington is using you to expand his criminal empire.
No. Well, yes.
And you're okay with all this?
I wasn't at first, but as it turns out, the cases he brings us are far more valuable to national security than what he gets in return.
But Reddington still tailors individual cases for his personal gain.
They're not individuals. Some of them are connected.
Connected how?
Reddington got a number from Wu Xing, a code that he entered into VICAP after helping us stop General Ludd in order to identify Lucy Brooks, also known as Jolene Parker, who he then tracked down using the Alchemist's client list. Gina Xanatakos, the courier. I believe they all trace back to one entity. At first I thought the cases were all about getting Berlin.
The man your husband worked.
And most of them were. Yes, he was using us, it's true. But in the process, we've been able to capture and kill a number of high-value targets, including Berlin. And I thought that was the end game. But as it turns out, Reddington has other agendas.
And all of those are connected somehow.
I can't know for sure, but yes, I imagine they're connected. Like his recent arrest in Hong Kong.
The cover story.
He wanted to be captured. It's all a part of his quest to find something he calls the fulcrum.
The fulcrum.
It's a blackmail file. And before you decide whether or not to discuss what we know in open court, you should know that according to Reddington, the fulcrum is proof of the existence of a clandestine organization. And if its activities were made public, a number of very powerful people would go to prison or be executed.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
We don't know if what Reddington alleges is true, and until we can confirm his allegations, until we find the proof, the only people who would benefit from the fulcrum being publicized are the criminals it identifies.
So Hong Kong. Did Reddington find this fulcrum?
No.
And does he have some other ideas about how to locate it?
Yes, through me.
You.
That's what I've come to believe is the real reason he surrendered in the first place. Asked for me.
And let me guess, this comes as a complete surprise to you.
Absolutely.
The same way you were completely surprised when he asked for you.
Yes.
And the way you found out that your husband was a spy.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're absolutely right. I should have known that when my husband and I were planning a family, that he was in fact a traitor who had installed surveillance cameras in my bedroom. Of course, I should have been aware that the number 4 on the FBI's most wanted list would turn himself in and demand to speak only to me. What a horrible profiler I must be, to have missed the fact that I am central to the discovery of a blackmail file that will tilt the balance of power in, let me phrase this right, the entire world. Wow, I suck.
I think we've gotten a little off topic. Regarding Mr. Ames, according to Detective Wilcox, you said that you were on official business when you encountered Mr. Ames on the ship Phoenix.
As I told the detective, I was there looking for a fugitive.
Fugitives from Cumberland.
FBI. We're searching for 2 fugitives escaped from Cumberland last night. I never said Cumberland. And I was only looking for one man, Samuel Aleko. He had a warrant out for his arrest, and I had reason to believe that he was hiding out on the Phoenix.
In what way is Mr. Aleko connected to the business of your task force?
He had been an informant for a colleague of mine who was killed in the line of duty, Mira Malik. I was hoping I could cut a deal with Aleko and have him inform for me.
Mr. Aleko says you're lying. In his statement,
Which he recanted.
he says that you kept your ex-husband hostage on the Phoenix for 4 months and that you interrogated him.
That's not true. How often did you communicate with Berlin? I want...
My name is Jacob Phelps.
Why you? Have you spied on others? What do you know about Reddington? What do you know about Reddington?
And when Mr. Ames found out what you were doing, you and your husband conspired to kill him.
No! Get this way! Don't do it! Get your hands up! As I told you, my ex-husband ex-husband is dead.
Perhaps I should remind you that you're wrong.
Perhaps I should remind you that the only evidence against me is circumstantial.
So it's your word against his.
If I were holding my ex-husband hostage and Mr. Ames found him, the last thing Tom would do is kill him, the one man who could alert the authorities and set him free. It makes no sense. Yes, it's my word against his.
Not entirely. Okay, send them in. I'm going to check your story out with your boss.
Good. I have no doubt that Deputy Director Cooper will confirm my accounts.
Well, we should know soon enough. Mr. Cooper's right outside. For the moment, Agent Keene, I think we're finished. Director Cooper, if you will.
Look, I told you what happened to Tom King. This is not my fault.
Vouch for him personally, Bill. I hired him on your recommendation. The merchandise was defective.
No. He was perfect. His scores, aptitude. There was no indication he would become emotionally involved.
But he did.
He hasn't been in contact.
Come on, Bill. You acquired Tom Keene when he was a boy. You trained him to be a deep cover operative. It's all he's ever done. It's all he knows. When one operation ends, he comes back to you for another.
Not this time.
Mama and I have come to something of an understanding. He gets to remain alive and, well, still deputy minister. And I get you. I'm equally hopeful you and I can arrive at a mutually beneficial solution.
Even if I knew where he was, I wouldn't tell you.
Keene's betrayal cost me dearly in time, money, lives. Some of the people closest to me are now dead because of Tom Keene.
If I gave you his location, I'd have to betray a client.
That shouldn't be hard, Bill. You betrayed me. You sold me an asset and then allowed him to turn when Berlin offered you twice as much. You were in debt to me. Recognize this rather fortuitous opportunity for you to begin to make things even. Where can I find Tom Keene?
I have been listening to Elizabeth Keene describe the work of your task force. I have many questions, but it's safe to say there's only one I need to put to you. That question is, as her boss, can you tell me if Agent Keene was on that boat, the Phoenix, in her official capacity as an FBI agent, or was she there, as appears far more likely to me, for personal reasons that had nothing to do with the work of your task force and the FBI?
I understand you need to ask me the question. I assume it's only to confirm what Agent Keene has already told you. She has addressed this and eliminated any need for me to testify under oath.
No. Agent Keene put you directly on the hot seat. She not only said that she was there on official business, she specifically said on the record that you would confirm this. Now, I know this must be difficult for you. Agent Keene is one of your own, and your instinct is to be loyal to her. But she put herself in this position. I strongly advise you do not commit perjury to protect her from...
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, Agent Keene was on that ship, the Phoenix, as part of the official duties of our task force.
You're walking down a very dangerous road here, Director. You understand that if you perjure yourself...
You asked me a question and I answered.
You're finished. I can't push you for specifics.
As I understand it, your job is to determine whether a grand jury should go forward on this issue. If you want to put me before them, have me answer their questions, fine. But I have answered the one question you said you wanted me to answer. So if there's nothing else...
Director Cooper, something tells me we will be speaking again soon.
What do you got?
Let me see it.
Found it lodged in the ship's hull.
There it is.
Have ballistics run it against Agent Keen's service weapon. She surrendered it when she entered the courthouse. Have the lab process the blood to look for a DNA match to Echo. Need results fast.
Yes, sir.
What movie is going on in the background? Oh, my bad. It's a show called Blacklist. It's actually really good. I'm on season 2.
Wenn du als Vater kennst, der Worte bekommt, ist das super Message. Ich dachte, du hättest ihn. Haben wir nicht mehr. Jetzt sind wir ihre Freunde. Ist der Typ super Message?
Well, that one is right.
Yeah, this show's fire, bro.
With a lead on Keen and an invitation to sit in the minister's box at next year's Slasher Cup.
Cultural peculiarities notwithstanding, I find cockfighting to be abominable.
However, truth be told, I do love frying chicken.
You need to tell her, Raymond. Tell her what? About Tom. You should have told her some time ago. I don't know how to do that, then, Mac. Yes, you do. You tell her the truth by telling her everything. I don't think I can do that.
Have a collab.
Maybe you should stop thinking about it and do it.
Sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. Just couldn't wait. What am I looking
I mean, what games you play?
Bullet found at the scene. It's a match to Agent Keen's firearm. Trace amounts of Samuel Lecko's blood were found on the casing.
When did you find this?
5 hours ago. Your Honor, this is direct physical evidence that Agent Keen lied to the court. She says that she never saw Mr. Alecko on that ship, but that can't be reconciled with the fact that a bullet fired from her gun passed through Mr. Alecko's body, was found on the ship with his blood. It's proof that she's trying to cover up the truth, Your Honor. And the truth is that Elizabeth Keen killed Eugene Ames.
What would you collab on? Roblox. Like, what would you collab on? Doing what? What? Oh.
Gib mir Kohle in dein Stoff. Es ist schon schlimm genug, dass ihr in mein Land und die Rückabflucht in mein Geschäft abgeschnitten wirst. Dies geht nicht mehr gebrochen. Alles klar? Aachen weiß das.
Oh, it isn't landed. I forgot. That's BS. Roblox, alright. But like, what game are Roblox?
Du hast 30 Sekunden, deinen Stoff abzugeben, bevor ihr dich enttäuscht. Wieso? Kriegt das her? Du hast mir gehört,
Wow, that's crazy.
dass du ein Leben ausstehst. Verstanden? Verstanden? Verstanden?
Alles klar?
Du hast gesagt, dass ich wenig Unterricht alles gegeben habe, was du wolltest. Ich habe gesagt, ich will das Leben. Ich habe nicht gesagt, du könntest gehen.
You know what that is?
Bullet.
It's your bullet. Forensics team pried it from the floorboards of the chimneys. Ballistics matched it to your FBI-issued 9mm. more. The crime lab found trace amounts of blood belonging to Samuel Aleko. There's a report. See for yourself.
Why are you showing me this?
Because it contradicts every word that's come out of your mouth since you walked in here. Because at a minimum, it is direct evidence of your perjury, and I'm trying to decide if it should be Exhibit A in your murder trial. You made it very clear you never saw Samuel Aleko on the Phoenix. I suppose shooting the man must have slipped your mind.
I sat right here and told you exactly what happened. Maybe Wilcox is fabricating evidence to support his case.
You know my record, Agent Keene. There's no love lost between me and the federal government. That said, I do recognize that exceptional measures are sometimes required to preserve our security. Talk to me. Enough lies.
No, I don't play block suits.
I see. Well, in that case, you really leave me no alternative.
These the games I play.
In the name of national security, if you insist on concealing the truth of those actions.
I did not kill Eugene Ames.
Phantom Forces, Arsenal, some dead rails. I love the rake. I play SBS sometimes. Blackhawk, Rescue Mission. Yeah, that's what I'm mostly playing. There's some random games here and there.
What we do, I'm just finalizing some of the translations.
Like Arise.
I'm sorry, I admit
Crossroad, that game was pretty fun.
Agent Keene is facing an indictment for a murder she didn't commit. I found us a lead on the whereabouts of the one man who can exonerate her. Tom Keene. Wait, what?
Tom Keene is dead. He was shot and killed months ago.
No, Agent Keene shot him, but she didn't kill him.
In what may be Agent Keene's single greatest lapse in judgment, she saved the imposter pretending to be her devoted husband, opting instead to hold him captive in the rusty hull of an abandoned ship. Please tell me you made that up.
The harbor master found Tom. He was going to go to the police, so Tom killed him to keep Liz from going to prison.
That is
insane.
I was going to say extremely romantic.
If we can bring Tom back and get Denner to realize that Tom killed Eugene Ames, then maybe we can still stop Liz from being indicted.
Okay, here we go. According to our assets in Dresden, you
I'm
are
playing that right now. Nice.
structure of de-attracted.
What the hell does that mean?
Disenfranchised. They may look like common street thugs, but don't underestimate their authority. They're racists, masquerading as patriots. Germany for Germans. On the surface, they're all about anti-immigration, preservation of the Aryan race, but look a little deeper and you'll find they care far less about white power than they do about white powder.
They're drug dealers?
Among the most ruthless in Europe. Somewhere along the line, they realize that keeping German neighborhoods white is more than politics, it's economics. These guys are fighting a street war. Interpol estimates at least a dozen drug-related homicides in the last year alone.
You're telling me that Tom Keene, with 4 eyes and top third graders, walked you into that?
How do we find him?
I can check, but I don't think we have any friends on the inside. I do.
Coming with you?
No, you're not.
She's my partner. Might need a hand from this side of the law to clear her name.
You open your mouth, Donald, and hay flies out. You feel and smell like gum. You are what you are. It's admirable. But this is my world, and you're a tourist. You blink wrong, we are both dead, and your partner goes to prison.
I keep my mouth shut and stay out of the way.
What's going on?
Agent Ressler and I were just discussing travel arrangements.
What are you doing here?
We found Tom. We're gonna make him come back, tell the judge that you're innocent.
Can we talk? What are you doing?
Whatever it takes to keep you safe.
Finding Tom will not keep me safe. I lied to the court.
We can handle the perjury count. It's the murder charge I'd like to avoid.
Judge Denner's right. I covered it up. At the very least, I'm an accessory after the fact.
Listen to me. Juries care about intent. You didn't intend to kill the harbor master. That was Tom's decision. Right now, the judge may think you're guilty, and it's not easy to let a cold-blooded killer get free, even in the name of national security. But a cold-blooded killer, you are not. If we can prove Tom is responsible, just tip the scale.
It's my fault. I never should have put him there. He'll go to prison for the rest of his life because of me.
One step at a time, Lizzie.
He's not gonna come back.
He will. This journey we're on isn't over.
mad.
I heard the good news.
Those on the rehab.
I wanted to see what they bounce off.
It requires a great deal of courage and intestinal fortitude for a man to take that
Oh, die.
toward sobriety. I couldn't do it myself.
Let's go.
What all that drama crashing into his Passat. Should never speak to me again.
What's the ninth step again? Make amends to those you harmed.
What do you want?
Do you do any business with the interested?
No, but I do know others who have. Arms dealer named of Cole.
Bro, I was hitting watch.
Perhaps you could put
No way, I almost did.
You best try your Ouija board. He was assassinated, shot dead in his car. You do business now with
Since when did a pack of Stumper like the interested in get access to military hardware?
Word is they recruited a new boy. They're looking for F-2000 machine guns.
You know where or when?
No. But if you wire some cash into my pension account and let me use the phone, I'll ask around.
Thank you, Max. And remember, one day at a time, pal.
So the man we're looking for is Franz Beck.
I hate this game.
The holiest man I've
This
ever
crystal
seen.
person mad annoying, bro.
God. I mean, he is literally covered in holes. Every square inch of the man is pierced. It's impressive.
That's who you think Tom reached out to.
Whoa.
Reach out to.
The air ball.
Fortunately, Tom and I share some propensities.
Nah, bro.
Whatever you think you know about Tom King, forget it. The bookish elementary school teacher was a masterful illusion. The man is an extremely talented covert operative. I'm not surprised he convinced you that his persona was real. Once he takes on a new identity, he convinces himself.
Yo, I'm about to go, Chad. I'm hungry. And DoorDash some food. Watch my show on TV. I'll be back later, though. Wow.
Antworte mir! Vollkleider! Women's dresses.
Alright, I'll be back later.